Hi everyone, today's lesson is lesson 18, reading a thermometer to the nearest 10 degrees Fahrenheit and rounding numbers to the nearest 10. So here I have some thermometers, and the thermometer tells us how hot or cold it is inside. When the air becomes warmer, the mercury or alcohol that's inside the glass tube inside the thermometer rises. When the air becomes colder, the mercury or alcohol inside the glass tube goes down. A thermometer is like a scale, like a number line. This thermometer is numbered by tens here on this side. Okay, it's numbered by tens. All right. So today, let's say the mercury looks like this. And it goes to right about here. So is the temperature closer to 10 or to 0? Well, the temperature is going to be closer to 0. See how there's just a little bit between? So if I wanted to round this or estimate, I would say that today's temperature is about 0 degrees. Okay. What about on my next thermometer? If we look, my line is here. It's between the 20 and the 30. But my line is closer to the 20 than it is to the 30. So if I was to round it to the nearest 10 degrees, I would say it was about 20 degrees. Okay. Now I've got mine set as Celsius. Yours will actually be read as Fahrenheit. So let me fix that really quick. Okay. All right. So on yours, all of these are in the Fahrenheit scale. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, so what is the temperature shown on these thermometers? If we look, this one is actually telling us that it's about 12 degrees Fahrenheit, this first one. But we want to read it to the nearest 10 degrees. So this line is 12 degrees, and it's actually closest to the 10 degrees mark. So we would say this is about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, because that's what we would round it to. What about number 2? Well, number 2, if we look at the line, it's the closest to the 40. So that means we would say this is about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. In reality, it's at 38 degrees. Okay, but that's pretty close to 40. Okay. All right, what about this next one? So here our line goes up to here. Is it closer to the 80 or the 90? Well, it's closer to the 90, so we would say this is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. What about this next one? So here my line is between the 90 and 100, but it's closer to the 90. So we would say this is also about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and on my last one, my line is between the 70 and the 80, but it's closer to the 80. So we would say that this is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. All right, so if I have numbers on a number line between 40 and 50, like I have here, okay, and I have a dot on number 48, how many jumps or steps is it to the 50? It would be 2 jumps to get to the 50. How many jumps would it get to the 40? We'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it takes 8 jumps to get to the 40. So is 48 is 40 or is it closer to 50? 48 is closer to 50 because it only takes 2 jumps to get there. So if I wanted to round 48 to the nearest 10, I would round it up to 50. Okay, let's look at this next number. We have, the number is 63. And 63 is between 60 and 70. So how many jumps does it take to get to 60? Well, it takes 1, 2, 3. So 3 jumps to get to 60. And how many jumps to get to 70? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So is my number closer to 60 or to 70? My number is closer to 60 because it only took 3 jumps to get there. So if I was going to round 63 to the nearest 10, I would round it into 60. All right, what about the number 51? Between which multiples of 10 is this number? Well, it's in between 50 and 60. Is 51 closer to 50 or 60? It's closer to 50. And is it really close or is it more towards the middle? It's pretty close. It's the next number. So I would round 51 down to 50. What about 27? Well, 27 is in between the numbers 20 and 30. Is it closer to 20 or 30? Well, it's going to be closer to 30. Okay, because it's more than halfway past the numbers. So I would round 27 up to 30 if I was rounding to the nearest 10. Hey, and that's it for this lesson. Good luck on your homework.